You're listening to the Unbelievers Podcast.
There were several groups. One of the principal ones was the reptilians from the Orion complex.
Without any exaggeration, it was like being on fire inside.
Rats were eating them inside.
This stuff was in my mouth. It felt like it was 500 pounds. It was unbelievably hot.
My first question would be, were you a member of the Church of Satan, a card-carrying member of the Church of Satan?
I don't understand.
There's always an argument for everything. You know, just because somebody can fake something doesn't necessarily mean it's full war, and we found a life form. And that's when I started shitting my pants.
So for the person who called, I am carrying an alien.
An alien baby, and we cover it right here, okay?
Okay.
Something is happening. What is it? That's the question. So do UFOs exist? It depends on what you mean exist.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and then, for centuries upon centuries, not much happened. Until 1903, in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, when the Wright brothers proved that man could indeed fly. Just 60 years later, human technology had become so sophisticated that we started reaching beyond the sky into the heavens. As the 1960s began, John Glenn orbited the Earth successfully, and soon after, in 1969, man would land on the moon. Then, in 1973, two men would be abducted by wrinkly-faced robots or aliens in the town of Pascagoula, Mississippi. And now, in 2019, a new chapter is being written tonight. So join us as we chronicle the adventures of a cub reporter and his two young associates as they investigate the Pascagoula UFO abduction in this very special episode of the program where you continue to learn to unlearn everything you know. Snooch. Hello and welcome to the Unbelievers Podcast. I'm your host, Rus Ryan, and tonight I'm joined by my co-host in California, Drea Mora. Hello, Drea.
Hello, Russell.
And in Washington, D.C., returning champion Jude Prestia. Hello, Jude.
Hello, everybody. God, I fucking missed this show.
Welcome back,
I can't tell you how much
Jude.
I've missed being with everybody.
We know. And one sec. And on Long Island, our soundboard engineer, you know him, Rob Okey. Hello, Rob.
You might be thinking, horse? Monster?
What's up, guys?
Great one, Rob. So, yes, Jude, you're back. Congratulations. We missed you so much. What you been up to, man?
Dude, got engaged. We moved so no longer do we live in Capitol Hill. We moved across the river to Alexandria. So now we live in this, like a picturesque, beautiful suburban city town, like where we've got like a 2-acre dog park right behind our apartment. Nice. And then 2 blocks away from us, there's a street of just restaurants and cool, cute local shops.
Well, no wonder you haven't been on. We don't have shit around us. That's why we're stuck doing this all the time. I don't blame you.
Yeah, but I mean, on top of that stuff, we're doing a lot of planning for the wedding and the ceremony and all, like, just tons of stuff. It's been a wild ride. I've missed everyone. I miss doing this so much. I'm so glad that in this new apartment, I actually have a space where I can record consistently.
Oh, yeah.
It's
good to have you back, man.
I finally fucking made it.
Very
I'm
nice.
like in the 1%. That's what it feels like. Having a second bedroom in DC is like, wow, you're in like top 1%.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're a lucky guy.
Oh, shit. He's in the 1%.
Well, I don't have all these fancy restaurants around me, so I had to get the hell out of Louisiana, and that's what we're going to hear tonight. Just let's get into this. Hit the music, man. Well,
yeah,
that's right.
Fun.
Holiday
that's
Road.
Good. Yeah, that's good vacationing music and road trip music.
Road tripping indeed, because we are again talking about Pascagoula, Mississippi, and those wrinkly-faced aliens. Now, we really don't do 2-part episodes much, but we we mix it up with the topics. We haven't done a two-parter since the very, very beginning, right?
It's been a while.
It has been.
Been a while.
It is. It has. But I made some declarations last week. Would you agree?
You did.
You usually do, yeah.
You usually do.
You declared yourself champion of the rods. And...
Last week you really did, though.
Yeah, I made some lofty claims about, going to Pascagoula, seeing this monument. I went so far as to say that I would bring an unbeliever's bench to this place. And I'll say this, I did my best. And tonight we're going to do part 2 of Pascagoula Wrinkly alien abduction for this episode 37, Snoogans. That's right, I hit the road. But before we get to that, I have even more up-to-date news about this 45-year-old abduction. And this bothered me that I didn't include it last week. I wanted to make that episode as up-to-date as possible, but I messed up. So things like the creation of the universe, they're important to this story, remember? Right?
Have to... Yeah, it was that first, and then this happened.
It's the most important part.
The events of this have to be presented in chronological order, and we've already learned about the creation of the universe and all that. And we've gotten to this point now where we learned about last week. So, keeping that tradition, here is the latest, most up-to-date information on the Pascagoula Wrinkly abduction. Because you cannot know every single event in the chronology of this. I'm assuming. If you have to know the creation of the universe, you have to know every detail of this story.
Yeah, you can't miss any gaps. What's the point of knowing it if you don't know everything?
And I fucked up. There was a gap. Here's a news story from July 26th. It's just July 26th.
Oh,
it's an interview of the 2 new eyewitnesses to the event who are just coming forward now. Here's Jerry and Maria Blair recounting their experience on that night in 1973.
And I noticed a blue light come up in the sky over there. And then I seen it start going. It was following the riverbank, the river here, and it would go so far down, and then it would turn around, and it would come back. And it wouldn't get past from where they were abducted, Parker and Hickman. And and then it would go back, and it did that several times, and then sometimes it would just sit there. And then finally I didn't see it anymore. And he said, well, let's go on down, and I'll put my clothes on the boat because the captain should be here shortly, maybe. So certainly. We went on and started walking down, which used to be a pier right there. Right. And we started walking down the pier, and that's when we heard, he was ahead of me walking, and that's when I heard a loud splash, like something splashed in the water.
The credibility keeps rising. This is another new story. A lot of information about a pier. Last week you had the ramp, now the pier. What do you think?
She heard something splash in the water?
That's remarkable.
What is she talking about?
Saw it, though.
She's talking about
seeing it.
She was a witness the night of the abduction of the guys in Pascagoula. Of Parker, and it's Hickson, not Hickman or whatever she called it. It's not Hickman. He's Hickson, not Hickman.
Yeah, get it right.
It's the
Come on,
son of him.
Put some respect on his name.
The man's
Look,
son.
we have to hear this. We know everything else. We have to know everything. We've known about ramps now, piers. We got to hear the rest of this interview. Maybe that guy will pipe up. I said there's a guy there. Let's hear.
What was that? And so he just kept right on walking, but I stood there and I noticed that something was on the side of the pier. Look, on the side of the pier where I was standing, it looked like a person in the water. And I told him, I said, there's somebody out there. And he said, oh, come on, ain't nobody out there. So I noticed that something come up, and I could see it when they come up to the surface of the water, and then it just disappeared. It looked like a person out there. It just disappeared in the water, and I told him, I said, there's somebody out there. I'm going to wait and see if they come back up. I said, if they went down, they got to come back up. But I'm not thinking alien. I'm thinking people, It's just like I did with the UFO. I'm thinking plane, because I told him when I seen that there was that plane.
We both saw it.
Yeah, I told him, that plane don't act like it knows where it wants to go.
I said, at first it was plane, then the maneuvers it was making, I said, that's a helicopter, because a plane can't stop like that. Hoover.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
Wow.
This was a weird,
Riveting.
interview because he stood there smoking the whole time. It's weird to see someone in a TV interview
that's a power move.
smoking in 2019, but finally he just couldn't have it. It's like helicopter. There's a heli. It's not helicopter.
When she was describing it, she totally sounded like
that. It went down, it went off like this.
I thought she was talking about Champ.
Yeah,
And
and
I think-
on that same note, it sounded like she was gonna. So at first, I was thinking horse, monster. It was like,
yeah.
First, I thought
You might be thinking horse, monster.
Yeah, Rob was channeling Uranus in the intro. And he pulled that one. Good job, Rob.
Had a feeling. A weird feeling.
But that's just another witness. What she's saying is she probably saw the Wrinkly robots over the river with him, that the lights were the same blue lights being sighted. And there were two other men, too. They were on a road trip to New Orleans, and they came forward as well. They told a similar tale of seeing the blue lights of the craft at the same time as the event. And that should get us caught up to now. Now we know it all. Creation of universe, what's going on with the Wrinkly robots. So what's next? What's next? Oh, shit.
I don't know what's next.
Well, last Friday, as promised, I took a road trip to Pascagoula. And my mission was to visit the monument, to talk to some locals, and most importantly, leave an unbeliever's bench at the site of the memorial. Was I successful?
I don't know. You said you almost did it. I don't know. We were worried about you. That's for damn sure.
Well, I'm back with clips. And are you guys ready to find out?
Yeah, of course. What kind of question is that?
I can't wait to see what the hell you got into over there.
It's spoilers, I lived, but I didn't make this trip alone. Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
sorry to let
could've
you down.
I brought my son, William, who is 14 years old, and he filmed a lot of stuff while we're there, and he helped with things. He's going to actually put a video together of whatever the hell this is. And I also brought my nephew, Michael. And Michael is 22. Now, this is my Parker to my Hickson in this mission. He drove there, and he's in charge of getting that bench together, and that's my team. I have a team with me. I'm like, we don't even have a thing. We're not Beast or Ames or anything. We'll come up with something. All right, we'll think about that.
Russ and kids. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 22-year-old's not a kid.
No, he's not. And yeah, so, but we definitely had that. We got that Hickman and Parker brothers
and
version
son.
going. And son. He was there. Hick's son was there too. I guess I'm a Hick up in Louisiana.
You were definitely
Your words, not
channeling.
mine.
You were definitely channeling the energy. I can picture it right now.
Well, let's
See it on
hear
his
how this
face.
goes. Yeah. So now this is us. We're hitting the road and we're on the way to Pascagoula, and let's hear what the hell this is going to be. Hello and welcome to the Unbelievers road trip. First one. I'm Russ, and on this road trip today I am joined by my driver, Michael Edie. Hello, Michael.
What's going on, guys?
And on camera back here we have William Ryan. Hello, William. Hello. All right. And this is it. We are on a road trip from Lafayette, Louisiana to Pascagoula, Mississippi. 4-hour drive. And what are we going to see, Mike?
Go and find some wrinkly-faced aliens, man.
We want to see them aliens. We want to see them. We really just want to see the monument. It's a historic, wrinkly-faced alien monument in Pascagoula. So we're going to go to Pascagoula. We're going to ask some people some tough questions. I'm going to go John Stossel on them. And I know this recording is probably bad, but because what is the make of this car? What is this?
We're in a 1998 Acura Integra.
All right. We're in a 1998 Acura Integra. And we're going to Pascagoula. And we got flyers, and we've got other surprises. We got stuff we're going to be doing there. So that's it. Let's record when we're not in a car. But this is the start of the Pascagoula Wrinkly road trip.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it
Yes,
sounded
sir.
like shit in the car. Okay, yes, the team is very obedient. No, he's just being nice.
Were the
But
windows
that's
down?
This is the only recording in the car on the interstate. This was just to give you an idea of what I was. So yeah, we're in this little 1998 car.
Yeah, but were the car windows rolled down? Because it sounded like there was a lot of wind.
No, that was just
It was
that
all-
was just the tires. You were
Just the
hearing.
road noise. Wow.
Yeah, I was about 3 inches off the ground with that thing. But you don't have to hear. Oh, that's why I knew it. I even say it in there. I'm like, man, this sounds like shit. But here we are. we get there fast. It was long for us, but here we are. We're first arriving in Pascagoula, and this is what we are met with. All right, we have made it to Mississippi, and we are finally out of the car. And the first the first thing you see we're not only in Mississippi, we're in Pascagoula, and the first thing you see when you